garden out of an old, rather tired looking dish garden, and I'm going to add in a few pieces. These are the cacti that my husband got me. He got me a few cacti for Valentine's Day, and a couple of them were painted, so I wasn't sure if they would make it. But this one certainly looks good. It still has a lot of green, and I removed a lot of the pups so that more sun could get into the actual plant, and those are rooting out. But I'm gonna pop those into my composition here, and we'll see if we can make this look a lot better. It's extremely dry. I have started watering it, but this is what we're gonna use as our basis for the new dish garden. We've got a pin cushion cactus. I had two, but one of them died back. I have a feeling it was the one that I had removed the flower from, and I don't think it was able to hold its moisture over the winter. It may have had some damaged skin. So that's a shame about that, but I did have another one. And then over here I have a Mammillaria elegans, and that is a really gorgeous one. That actually grew really big last summer in this pot. And then these are Opuntia cylindrica over here, and they are extremely dangerous. Their spines are really, really deadly. Actually, it looks really dry. But like I said, I have already started watering this for the spring, and I'm sorry if you can hear my heat. Even though it's almost the end of March, it's still cold around here. So we're having a little bit of a late winter. But anyway, let me get started on this, and I'm gonna take it out of this pot. This was just a makeshift pot I had made, but I do have a nice basket that I can do a new dish garden in. And I'm not that crazy about the soil it's in. It's very compacted, and I think even with watering that maybe the roots aren't going to do so well. So I'm going to remove it from its old pot first, and then I'll break it up and put the different elements in. Let me put this out of the way first. So let's go ahead and get started. Just going to put it on its side and ease it out a bit. I want it to be in some nice soil when it goes outside for the spring. And it is not wanting to come out of here. I'm gonna take it slow. I don't want to damage the cacti that are in there, but they are really compacted in there. Oops, and dirt is flying everywhere. There we go. Okay. So there we have the individual pieces, and I'm just going to break them apart. Things are really dry here, but I don't want it to be too traumatized, so I think what I'm going to do is not remove a lot of the soil. There's a lot of sand in here, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and put some fresh soil at the bottom of our new dish garden container. This one has really good drainage too, because the whole thing is wicker and it does have holes in it. So it's going to be a really well draining pot. I originally had some succulents in here, but I think the cacti are really going to like it. And I'm going to go ahead and put those in. I liked how they were off to the side. And then let's put this big guy in. popping the bigger elements in first. I just think it's easier to pop those in place, and then you can add in. I think I'm going to make this have the smaller elements in the front. Put those there. These will stand up a little better once I have more soil in there. And of course I want to make sure everything has room to grow, because I don't want to be transplanting this a lot. So that's going to be nice there. And let's put the pincushion cactus in there. Things are looking like a bit of a mess here. It did do well in that pot. It just seems like kind of tired old soil. So we're going to put that in here. And I think I'll put one of the colorful ones in. Maybe over here. Oh, I think it's all going to be good if they're all up front, actually. We'll put that here. And the orange one can go in the middle. This is turning into a very awkward project. Dirt's flying everywhere. Okay, we'll put this little guy in the middle. Maybe I'll do this. Put these two guys over here. And this shorter one up front. Actually, I'm going to rethink this. I'm going to move this mammillaria and center the opuntia more or less, and then put this guy over here. You've really got to dig deep. These roots are quite big. Sometimes you have to manipulate these things a bit just until you get the design you want. And I'm gonna take some of the soil off. This just feels super dry. I'm not gonna water this until about a week out. I want to make sure that if I did break any roots, they have time to heal before I throw water on here. The plants can definitely rot. There we go. Okay, I think I'm liking what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to consider it a good design here. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to identify these little guys, these painted guys, once they outgrow their paint. It's a shame that the nursery did that to these nice little cacti. This one does still have green. I'm going to hold it up so you can see. So I am hoping that it is going to make it. And I think I'm going to start filling in my dirt now. And this is a little bit of a deeper container, so I think that the roots are really going to be able to spread out. But what I have here is a mixture of cacti and succulent mix, and I've added a lot of vermiculite to it, which makes it very airy and well draining. And I'm going to be able to, I'm getting a lot of dirt on the little plants, but I will be able to just clean that off at the end. This is very awkward how this has been working out. I may even kind of bunch these up over here. I think that'll look good. Maybe I'll trade these two. It's nice to have contrasting shapes and colors. I don't recommend buying these guys because it's really not good for them to be painted, but I'm going to make use of them in this arrangement for a pop of color until, and I'm also hoping that these cacti will bloom in the spring and we'll have some natural flowers on there to enjoy. But I'm going to turn it around here. And let's add some soil around on this side. It's starting to take shape here. It's not always easy working in these gloves, but of course with all these spines around. The other thing about wearing gloves is there is probably a lot of pesticides sprayed on some of these newer plants. So especially when you're working with new plants, it's a good idea to have on gloves, and then you're reducing your exposure to any insecticides that might have been used on these items. I think, you know, they want them to last so that they want them to last and make it to the shops, the shelves on the shop, but I don't know if they really think about the people that are going to be handling them later on. So it's better to be safe than sorry, and reduce your exposure to these chemicals, I think. And there's no way you could touch this guy definitely without any gloves. So I'm going to continue to add soil around on this side. And they're going to send out roots that go further down into the basket. And once I get this watered in about a week, I'll really be able to press them more into place. These should be down lower, I think. Try to dig down there. And I think this is a good time to transplant, because in about 3 weeks, I'm hoping it's going to be warm enough where they can start going outside around here. I may take a few of them out. Certainly in about a month, I'm hoping that it'll be warm enough for these guys to take up residence outside. And we'll see how they like being paired together here. This one can move over a tiny bit. And I have a brush, which I'm going to brush all of this dirt off so that they're getting plenty of sunlight and not buried under dirt. And I think that's about all the dirt we need in there. These guys are a little bit tippy, but it could also be that they're not fully hydrated either. They may have more structure and stand up better once that they've been watered a lot. And like I said, I've just started with the watering, so it's been a little bit of light watering. Get them used to it again. And I think we're just about finished. I'm going to put some white rocks on here. Let's see here. I'm going to put some white rocks around, which will also add a little bit of stability to some of the bases of the plant. And this soil isn't looking very good over here. So let me go ahead and brush these off, and then we'll put the rocks around it. And I even have a little blower that came in a kit that my son gave me. He gave me a whole kit of garden tools, and that will also help clean off some of the dirt as you're gardening and planting. And you definitely don't want anything wet to be sitting on top of the plants. So I think that's going to be good. I just blow off a little bit of this dirt here. And I have dirt everywhere, but that's okay. It's worth it if things turn out nicely. And let me try to get that out. So I think once I water it, these little light pieces of vermiculite will probably settle down into the dish garden. And I'm going to go ahead and start adding some white rocks as top dressing. And I think that's really going to set off the green and the other colors here. I just think it's a really nice background. I've also heard that it helps keep fungus gnats from being able to lay eggs down in the soil. So it could also benefit your plants to have a layer of top dressing over them. I just think it looks nice and it kind of ties everything together. It's going for the artistic look that we want. And this is just aquarium gravel. This is a white. I just chose white. I think that's nice because it goes with everything. And I see a little blue rock there. Grab that out of there. I think this is going to be a very cool plant, and I can't wait to water it so everything fills out and looks nice again. But these plants have done well over the winter, and I'm really pleased that my little painted guys are still hanging in there. So I'm hoping they're going to make it, despite being abused at the nursery. And we will see what type of plants they are. I'm pretty sure this guy might be a mammillaria, so we'll have to find that out. But I think we're done here. So there we have it, ready for spring. And that'll be a nice centerpiece for the cactus garden. And hopefully all those rocks will stay in there. And there you go, guys. We've got everything in there. I'll put my labels in, and you know, let me know if you have any ideas as to what these little guys are. If you have some idea about the growth habit, I was thinking maybe, you know, their growth habit would be telling the way they make pups. But if you have any ideas about what those could be, let me know. I just have to get that little guy out. I touch it with this. I'll have to get it out later, but here it is. I think it looks a lot better in this pot, and I'm hoping that these guys will be all happy together. And I thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you could join me for this very awkward repotting. But I'm really happy with the way it came out. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel for more videos. Have a great day. Bye.